Sup? This is gonna be fucking long, guys. All right, we're starting hot. Hotter than hell weekend. It is probably the biggest Omnium race in Texas. It's the biggest Grand Fondo in the country, and I'm racing it. And I'm in a breakaway. Isn't that fun? This actually went from lap 1 or 2. No, yeah, went from 2. Initiated by Kyle Swanson, former teammate, rider on Elevate KHS. I believe this gentleman here is David. That is Jeffrey May. He rides for Sun and Ski, and we'll shortly be passing up Kyle Swanson. Now, Swanson and I were definitely the strongest of the two, because, or the other two were just very crafty because they were skipping some poles here and there. And Swanson was probably driving harder than he should have, but I was also doing kind of the same. I had 5 teammates in the field, so wasn't super worried if it came back. I always made sure to kind of stick around like 400, 500 watt poles, especially in these back sections. But I am pulling at 30 miles an hour, so it's not like I'm fucking chilling. But it was pretty hot. This one's a super fun crit, though. I've never done it before. And there's a lot of people watching because everyone had registered, so you get all these people watching the show. And I'd say it's probably the most well-attended crit in Texas in terms of spectators. So that was pretty fun. There's actually a stadium seating right up here. Where is it? In view. Fucking gold chain with Swanson, dude. You can't. He is so fucking tight. I wish I could do that. Mine would be so thick, though, because it'd be made from platinum and funded by YouTube dollars that I make. I should really split this video out into 3 different videos, because I think you end up making more that way, but I don't know. I've actually never fucking got a check from YouTube, nor do I want to. I have a real job. This is pennies to me. No, I love all money. Give it to me. If you want to Venmo me, need more clothes. So we're just, I think that was a full fucking lap, wasn't it? Yeah, that was a lap. I'm just doing my thing. Swanson's pulling really hard. I'm in a draft at that many watts. I think he pulled off, so. But yeah, he was definitely driving it up that little thing. It was a pretty strong headwind into the sections. I guess we're facing, what is this? Probably directly west, I guess, ish. So this is a crosswind here. Headwind from where that last section was. We're about to turn into a tailwind. This is more of actually a tail cross, which is pretty sick. I like to pull in this section because, excuse me, I can ramp it up pretty high. Because I was, pretty positive there's a group of chasers, and I knew that, my team's not stupid, and they would probably have a few in that, but same time, I wanted to not get pulled back, and our gap is growing pretty significantly, so I think we had it anywhere between 15 to 30 seconds most of the race up until right here. Yeah, there it is. I think he taps him. He's yeah, they're fucking here. So the freight train was coming. There's a lot of people that missed out. Meteor, which is Colin Strickland's team, Super Squadra, also DNA, and immediately, as soon as we're caught, attack, which I'm I expect that. But I have 2 teammates, Stefan bridged with the group, Andy bridged alone. But, I was prepared for that, kind of knowing they were eventually going to catch us in the previous 2 laps, because the gap was coming down and, poles were being skipped. So, I just knew that, the smart thing to do is attack over the top, and Sheehan's a very smart racer, so that's what he did as soon as he caught us, because there can't be a lull, because then I'm recovered, and no one wants me to be recovered, because then I'm even more unstoppable than I already am. But yeah, so that still thinned it out. I think, man, that must have been hard for the bridgers. I know Andy's feeling it for sure. And yeah, so Sheehan's not super hyped. I'm still here. But again, who would be? No one. That is good. So yeah, now we're just pretty much rolling this shit. It's definitely a game kind of cat and mouse. I mean, we have enough riders here where it's like, obviously, probably not going to get caught. Like, oh, and Sheehan's going to go again. Yeah, he super aggressive. But that's what you have to be, especially now. But, you know, I have 2 teammates and other people who obviously, like, want to win. So, yeah. It's fucking time. Also, I forgot Lucas. Lucas is back there as well. Super fucking strong. God, if that kid didn't have junior gears, I would be fucked. He's like 18. But yep, there's Andy. Look at this. Look at him go. So alternative. So many tattoos everywhere, all over his body, every inch. I've seen them all. Yes. But he's catching on. Yeah, mouth agape. Yeah, he's not psyched. And I'm like, you know, I don't have any reason to be aggressive, so I'm not. I'm just, you know, waiting. It's everyone else's job. And is Sheehan gonna go again? He does. Oh, well, he was thinking about it. He at least got in position. I know Swanson's also attacking. And yeah, there's a gap there. Like, you know, I mean, you just gotta stay with it. Because if you fall off here, and then we'll just, you know, another break will go. So you really have to be on it. I was constantly monitoring every position, like a hawk of sorts. People are screaming stuff, and I'm not paying attention to what they're saying. I definitely needed more water. Sheehan, look at him, aggressive. Those envies, though, hypnotic. Also, what's that color? Is that periwinkle? Would that be periwinkle purple-ish? I don't know. It's nice. It's a mauve. Maybe mauve. That's the color, I think. Let me look this up. Oh, and yeah, Sheehan's attacking, so I gotta go again. Boom! Dropping, yeah, 1,400 watts just to cover attacks. I have 1,000 of those in me, though. You know, they're relentless. Oh, I'm still Googling this color. Come on. But I can't pause this. I don't pause. I just fucking do this one time. It's mauve. Is this the right color? Is that what I'm thinking of? A pale color of purple. Yeah, I would say it's a mauve. Nice. Good job, Chris. All right, we're back. Sorry. Okay, so I just cut there. They have Tanner Ward. Tanner's definitely like super fucking strong. Him and Sheehan are probably the strongest riders in this group. They're like not sprinters, because they're not sprinters. So now it's like he's throwing haymakers. We're covering them as best as we can, but everyone's pretty fatigued. I think my average power for this was like 320 for an hour. But wait till the end because it's fun. So Tanner's like throwing some, you know, again, long shots because, you know, if he gets a gap, like that's what I'm most worried about at this point. I know Sheehan's probably trying to go for a sprint because him and David Wanger were chilling on the back of the race, kind of conserving their legs. Maybe like a last lap sort of thing, but Tanner's definitely the one that's going for the couple laps out. It's, you know, he's super good at that. I mean, he's had some pretty good results this year, like Winston-Salem. I think he was like 4th. A couple other big races. So, yeah, I'm like, fuck, can't let that go. But I'm thankful for my 2 teammates. Obviously, the dynamic would have changed a lot. I mean, everyone still would have just tried dropping me. That's always the goal because, you know, they are expecting a sprint. But is the sprint actually going to happen? Who knows? You'll find out if you keep watching. Now, Andy's off the back. That's not because he's not such a strong rider. He is. I know you're listening, Andy. It is because he attacked with like 4 laps to go. So to kind of draw some people out and just keep it fast. So, but for the most part, everyone that was in the original breakaway was there. I think maybe David is not there anymore. But one of the original breakaway companions. Nope, there he is. I'm an idiot. I don't pay attention. Wanger's there though, crafty as fuck. You never know what he's gonna do. But there's a little bit of like cat and mouse here. But here is where the decisive move is made. Jeffrey May attacks. I go to follow. But for some reason, people are not following me. What's going on? Maybe they want to put me in a position where I am, out there off the front, and then they attack over top of me. So I'm with Jeffrey right now. And okay, this is also where I'm a fucking idiot, because I'm thinking we're gonna go into 1 lap to go. So I'm like, cool, I got a 1 minute power, or I got like a 5 minute power, like 500 watts. Like I'll just fucking just do it, like over top, or just be like, yo, you're not gonna out sprint me, but we'll work together. I think I'm yelling at him a lot. I feel bad because I was like definitely under the assumption that we were going into 1 lap to go. We were going into 2 laps to go. Pack's not too far behind though. Like it's definitely catchable. We're in a tailwind section here though, so it's it's fast as fuck, but there's not a lot of team collusion back there. I don't know if Swanson and Lucas had planned for this sort of thing, or if they were just kind of tapped out. Again, Kyle initiated the break and was attacking it and pulling super hard. So it's really, I don't know. It was just crazy. Now this is, boom, I go over top of them, and I'm like, yeah, I'll pull. But then I'm like, oh, I'm worried, and I just... I'm doing what I do best, which is like higher power than everybody else, at least for shorter durations. So they're coming, and I just freaked out. I'm like, okay, shit. So I'm, power. I can hold like a steady 700 watts for a minute, which I think was about what I did here, maybe a little less. And my max is almost 1,000 though for a minute. I'm trying to get it there. That's my goal for this year. Probably Gateway Cup next week. Oh yeah, back to this race that I'm currently in the lead of. So just cruising. For power nerds out there, much like myself, this was I think 4 minutes at like 480, which pretty solid for the end of a crit, especially when you've been in the break the whole time. So I'm rounding this corner and I'm like, wait, not everyone's cheering. They're clapping, but I'm like, nah. It's like if I were to win this race right here, they would say, they'd be telling me something, and I'm like, holy shit, I did not expect to do another lap. So I'm like, well, fuck. It's like I really can't not win at this point because I would be so mad. So I just, close my eyes and just bleed and die 1,000 fucking deaths, which is what you have to do sometimes. So I'm riding off into the sunset, but that's a pretty sizable gap. I don't see anybody yet. No one's really gonna close this down, but I'm paranoid as fuck. So I'm still going like decently hard, like something I know I can sustain for a decent bit. But this is into a headwind, so But thankfully, I was like, fuck, okay, got to get my cadence up, because if I start chugging like a fucking choo-choo, like real slow cadence, I'll die. I'll die. My legs will cramp. It just happens. So I had to spin them a little bit faster, even though it's dropping right now. I mean, this is, again, I'm not planning to make any of this commentary. I'm just talking. Stream of fucking consciousness. But yeah, so this was a really headwindy section, and then I'm also like, I got this at this point, so I'm not like killing myself, but I'm still doing 500 watts. But this is when it starts to set in. I'm like, holy shit, I'm gonna win this solo. I never win like this, ever. See 2 guys up way back there. It's Sheehan and someone else, and this is when I'm like, oh, I actually have this, which is so tight. I was like, what the fuck? Like, how's this happening? It's like, I didn't even want to race this, like, crit. I wanted to, just sit around in my home and do yard work. I don't know why. I was just not motivated. But what is this? Yes, that is correct. I won solo. The crowd, the Tifosi, they scream my name. This is my fucking runway. You should see all the fucking post-ups I did. It is so obnoxious. I'm screaming. Hopefully you heard that. And actually, that's when I was screaming. Pretty good shot there. Really stoked on this one. And, of course, the princess. That's right. That's me enjoying my life. No more of that. We're into the road race the next day. It's 80 fucking miles. They actually cut it down a little bit, probably due to time constraints. I don't know, or just budget. Everyone's trying to make an extra buck. Colin was just attacking there up this hill, or he's just riding to open up his legs at 900 watts. I didn't record a ton of this race because it was whatever. It's just so much footage to go like back through, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, people are just attacking the whole time, and we were closing down a lot of gaps. Team did a great job making sure that nothing got too far out there. Unfortunately, until the end of the race. So a small group had snuck away with Tanner, who was a big threat on the GC because he finished 5th in the crit. And so now I've employed the entire Elbows squad, or most of them, the ones that could be up there, to kind of drive the pace. So we bring back a few of the people, like Colin and a few others, gradually, but the group off the front ends up getting away by, like, honestly 10 seconds. I'll throw in a clip here at the end. And yeah, so it's that was annoying. We're going over this overpass, and then it's like a fucking crit finish. So here's one of my teammates, Preston. He goes, and Tristan Yule's in front of me. He's only raced today, and he's super strong. So I go pretty hard here. Like, this is definitely like stage 1 sprint sort of shit. Like, yeah, it's 1700 watts over the top of that thing. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I'm getting to Tristan's wheel. I'm about on Tristan's wheel now. Actually, no, not quite yet. We had to plow through those guys. So that was another small group that got away. But there's still 4 riders up the road. And so now I'm on Tristan wheels. Tristan kind of taps out. And the MSU riders kind of go off. There's Sheehan, there's Kyle, there's Dan. And I'm like, this is going to get crazy. Because watch this turn. It's going to be swooping right through. And then I'm like, okay, well, I still have to sprint. So I kind of give a decent little pop there to maintain position. Because I should have been second wheel into this, and I would have had a lot better of a chance. Tristan was second wheel, and he gets the field sprint. You'll see. I'll include the clip. But whoosh, there we go. We got one more turn to make. It's like a chicane because we're going 30 miles an hour at the end of an 80-mile road race that was 27.5 miles an hour, and then I go boom, I pop right here. So there's a lot of people in front of me, which I didn't really know how many, but I was like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Boom, bike throw. So in the field sprint, it was Tristan Yule, then then Kyle Swanson and I were like almost undeterminable, and then that was it. So I'm actually tied for GC at this point, so tomorrow is a fucking battle, and that battle begins right now. So we'll heads up with this one. This race, it's similar to Friday's figure 8. It's actually some of the same turns. It's just different direction, really. So yeah, it's 60-minute crit. Nothing wild about that. There was a hotspot preem 30 minutes into the race, which I got. I broke 40 miles an hour for it. So because I wanted to make sure that I had at least the lead on the road, because that way it takes a lot of pressure off me. If like there's a small breakaway that gets away with no GC threats, then I'm like, I don't really care. It'd be nice to win both, but I'm really more concerned with GC. There's more money there. There's a cool jersey, something I've never won. It's the biggest Omnium in Texas. So yeah, I was more concerned with that. Now at this point, I think Kyle Swanson was up the road. We're about to bring him back. I had pretty much all the Elbows riders rotating, screaming commands at them to bring him back, and we reel him in, I believe, with like 1 lap to go. Yeah, 5 Elbows riders. I don't know where the 6th was. But yep, and he gets in front of me. I think he had just come up. For a while, there's just 4 of us. Lucas is on a good wheel. Then Tanner is the one in second in GC. So, got a lot to be concerned with here. But, I'm pretty confident. I know, I mean, it's so hot, it was 100 degrees. Kyle had been out there for, God, 8 laps or so, maybe more. But, you know, again, confident in the squad. But we're charging. It's pretty strung out. You know, we have it at least 28 miles an hour. At a certain point when I knew he was going to come back, I told them to kind of like hold him there. You know, just kind of eke out as much as possible from him, so he's as fatigued as possible, because Kyle has a really good sprint too. He got second in U23 Crit Nationals this year, so I know he's got a good pop, and is out of a breakaway too. I think he lost to like Michael Hernandez or something like that, so you know, he's fast. And yeah, God, I should have a lap counter. I gotta add those things. Boom, bottle, gone. Oof, a lot of talking. Need to hydrate. 4 laps. So you guys are gonna sit with me for 4 more laps. But yeah, slowly the gap is coming down. There's the splash zone. Thank you for the Porterfields. Sorry, I really don't have anything else to say right now. Just that I'm worried. There's Jeffrey. Jeffrey is another GC threat if he wins the crit, but I'm really worried about Tanner because he can have a good pop too. Again, 4th of Winston-Salem. That was like with Eric Young, who's like sprint guy. So I think it was him. Steven Bassett won that. Boom! He attacks. I'm on it pretty quick because at this point it's like I don't care if my teammates. Yep, Kyle's brought back. So that was. I guess this is 3 laps to go. So I jump on Tanner's wheel because he's again going for those last lap like haymakers. So you know I decided to do that just in case because I know my team's been working hard and I think I still have pretty solid legs for the sprint. So, you know, I'm just going to go with that. And it gets neutralized. Stefan was there too. Always a good ride by Stefan. So, yep, now it's discouraging. Jeffrey May attacks. And so, like, I mean, this point, everyone's kind of like charging. And I'm like, ooh, I'm a little far back for this. And I think it's 3 laps to go. Fuck, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's like 3 or 2. And I realized I'm a little far back, so I decided to move up. Wish I had a helmet cam here. There's Tanner. Shredder. Just always gotta throw that out. It's a little dip there. I hated that one. Yeah, a lot of people were zapped now. This is 23 is not a good speed. This is where things get a little hectic. We had dropped quite a bit of the field due to the heat. Now that I'm realizing that. And I think there's another attack coming. Or I'm just moving up. Yeah, I think I'm just gradually moving up. Ooh, what you gonna do? Takes a good line there. Yeah, again, it's kind of relentless. I think he's gonna try and go again. Crit lean. I like that red. It's a good color. I think he's probably got one more in him. I think he does. Is he? Does he? I'm just glad he didn't get. Once he gets a gap and is by himself, he's like unstoppable. So, yep, and he goes again, and I have to be on it. So, 1400 watts, and again, just boom. 2 laps. 2 laps to go. Here's where it gets fun and wild and chaotic. Lucas was the one attacking there. So I drive it pretty hard there. Again, just trying to make sure, as long as I'm on a wheel, I'm good. If I had to close down a big-ass gap by myself, that would be a different story. But, yeah, just, I'm a wheel sucker to a certain degree. At least I won solo the other day, that was good. Kind of makes me feel, like I'm more than just a sprinter. Oh, he's tired. It's like 1,000 lions dragging him down. He's like a wildebeest. That's a good analogy, I guess. A bunch of lionesses. Lucas literally licking his lips. We're about to roll into one to go here soon. There's Cesar Serna, a very good sprinter, especially when he gets scrappy. Got podium like OKC, etc. I think Tanner podiumed at Tulsa, Crybaby Hill, pretty sure, 3rd. Yeah, I think I still have some guys. I'm not 100% sure. See a few floating back there. Boom, boom. Final lap. Boom, time to go. All right. Alright, so now Andy and them take it up, which is exactly what I want. Now here's where the bumping comes in. It's everyone's chaos. God, bike racing is so crazy. Look at the tight, so much chaos. Woo, little skirt, didn't see that before. Alright, that corner I definitely took like a madman. And May's trying to go up on the inside. I'm making sure I'm pretty much protected here. I know Tanner's hunting for me. Or actually, there's John Ryan. This is the corner I think I take. I'm like, oh boy, this could suck. Lucas attacks here, so I have to go. There's a big that's like 1,700 watts to get on, to get going and up that hill. So again, this is like closing 100 meters, or not 100 meters, I don't know, like 400 meters ago, 500 meters ago, something like that, a couple corners, boom. So Tanner's does a good job getting back on there, fly past him. I'm on Lucas's wheel, which is perfect. I'm like first wheel going into the last straightaway, and boom, I open it up. Kind of taps out right there. There's that. I'm like spinning out. I definitely didn't have the right cadence. But there we go. He went really inside, so it forced me outside, and then I won. I did it. That was it. It's done. Won the Omnium. Won 2 of the 3 races. So yeah, pretty psyched. Here's the clip.
They're gonna come out of the corner.
Front view. So psyched. So fucking psyched. So that was fun. Good weekend. Good ride by the squad. Good little bit of fitness before Gateway Cup, which I'll hopefully, oh God, I need to get a podium there. That'd be a dream. But that's all. All right. Thank you. And like, subscribe, comment, send me money, send me gifts. I have a Pinterest page. I have an Amazon lists. I have a lot of things I want you to provide for me. I'm basically looking for a sugar daddy on YouTube.